laugh out loud. If you know, you know. Keep watching. Watch this. This is genuine. Absolutely genuine. Certain place has a rock that actually levitates. Keep watching. No strings, no nothing. Somehow it's either magnetic or has some sort of anti-gravity properties, and it just levitates. So have a laugh at that when mainstream think that's what happened. Feel free to follow and learn more. I have just put a brand new video out called Seriously Wrong Bad Research, 29 minutes long, of one particular researcher that literally gets his whole video, and it's a 10-minute video. I think there's 3 tiny bits that I actually agree with, that that can be backed up, whereas everything else that this particular person says is completely and utterly wrong. So bad. And obviously on my website I've not only got debunking where I debunk others with evidence as usual, but I've also got so many more other categories. All you have to do is go to ourtruehistory.co.uk and type in at the top whatever it is that you're after, and then you'll come across all of these, and feel free to click on whatever one you want, whether it's Egypt, and the list just goes on. But that's a brand new video, literally just been released today, so feel free to click on that and see how bad other researchers are. Thanks, bye. Lucifer, who was added in 1978 to the Bible. Yes, the New International Bible. Before that, he was called Adversary. So could you just name one thing, just one, that Lucifer has lied on? Bearing in mind, if you actually read the passage properly, you'll find he had a disagreement with one of the gods, Anunnaki, and ended up pushing up the daisies. If you get the meaning of that, you'll understand when you read the Bible, if you read it properly. Obviously you haven't. So yeah, just one. We're just waiting for one. Just one. That's all we asked for. One lie that Lucifer has said, and you have to prove it. You can't just make up stuff. So you have to give evidence that Lucifer had done a lie, and that he is A, still alive, and B, knows that it was a lie. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry. Ancient aliens were here, and this is a video called Seriously Wrong on Almost Everything, where I unfortunately came across another researcher that does the same sort of ancient aliens research as myself, and unfortunately his whole 10-minute video virtually is almost wrong on every account. So I did this video just to help people understand where we are with the ancient aliens and how easy it is for people just to believe other people with no evidence. So I just thought I'd play a little bit now in case you're interested to see what would be on that video. It's very frustrating because obviously we know he hasn't got it.
Millions of people were on this planet long before Adam even arrived, and then Adam.
So that's actually correct, because the Homo sapiens were first before Enki bred with those Homo sapiens to create the Homo sapiens sapiens, which the first one would have been Adam, and then Eve as his direct children.
Son was born. The first genetically modified, what they call to perfection.
Okay, so he's just said that they were genetically modified. No, they weren't. They were actually offspring, physical offspring, from 2 women, as per the translations in the Columbia University tablets, where it says that they were called Dawn and Dusk, because that's the times that they gave birth to Adam and Eve, 2 different women. So they weren't genetically created.
A human being, Homo sapien. Let's talk a little bit about this pantheon that came to Earth. There's a couple of really interesting gods, lowercase g, that came here. The first one is Anu. Now he wasn't.
Okay, so he says lowercase. Now their actual race name is gods. There is no other god. No one's ever pointed to another god. So no one can say that they're lowercase. That is their name. If you're going to talk about an almighty being, then you need to talk about it as an almighty being, because the Anunnaki in my 8-hour documentary, and no one's debunked it, their race name is God. So Billy, again, another one wrong there.
The first one here, but he was considered to be the fatherhead, or the Lord God. He was over the main gods that came to this planet. His name was Anu, A-N-U. Hence the name that humans gave them, the Anunnaki. They Anu, so they gave still credit to Anu.
That's completely wrong. Absolutely, completely wrong. Just because his name's Anu, Billy's assumed that it refers to Anunnaki, those from heaven came to earth, which is what it translates in. That's why it's also called, sometimes they're called the Anuna gods. So, yeah, no, that's not quite right, because obviously the translations wouldn't be those from, which is what Anu would be as a name. So, no, again, wrong.
As the fatherhead of the God figure, he mostly rules from space or from the sky or from heaven.
That's correct.
As the ancient texts say. And Anu had sons, okay? His sons were Enki and Enlil.
He possibly had more, but we don't get to really find out about those because they would be on their home planet, Nibiru.
These people, these three, are considered gods. They were deified by the peoples of Earth. They masqueraded as gods.
Okay, absolutely, categorically stupid, because he's admitted already that they created us. So imagine you creating a new creature and saying, aha, you have no idea what a real god is, so I'm going to pretend I'm a real god. What's the point? The person you've just created has no idea so there's no point in masquerading as anything. And that's because that was their race name. So Billy, that is a stupid thing to say. It is just frustratingly stupid. Masquerading to the creatures that you just created that don't even know what a real god was in the first place. Stupid.
Anyway, so the video carries on, as you can probably guess. So if you're interested in that, I'm not doing it to knock anyone down. I'm just doing it because, we need the evidence out there. And of course, when you've got people that unfortunately not quite grasping the evidence that we do have, I feel compelled that I have to, and it's not just Billy, it's other people as well where they're wrong. So I just want it out there, and that's all. Sorry. I have just got my hands on a preview copy of the very latest book from the author that's done 2 others already that cover many, many different subjects, from ancient aliens, crop circles. This one's got Area 51, memory wipe, all this kind of good stuff, all factual information, and poltergeists and crystal skulls, etc. So the actual book is not out until end of November, but I am just showing you now. I will let everyone know when the book's on pre-release, so enjoy. Pagan Gods. I'm just finishing a video that will be out this weekend, and it's called Pagan Gods Solved, and I'll show you why it's solved. It's just a little clip, very easy.
From the first ever gods, let's look at what the Anunnaki gods represented. Anu, god of the sky and heavens, regarded as the...
Yes, you guessed it, yet another video what I've solved. So all you have to do to watch all of my 1,000+ videos where I've solved who the Greek gods was, Norse gods, and so on, all you have to do is visit ourtruehistory.co.uk, and you'll see a long list of subjects covering crystal skulls, crop circles, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up. We have a winner. Someone here has said that there was Tatarian Sumerians. Bearing in mind the Tatarian Empire was about 500 years ago in Mongolia. So I'd be very interested to see any evidence you've got whatsoever that Tatarians were around 3, 4, 5,000 BC. And now he's also mentioned, he or she, they, has mentioned multiple mud floods. Now, I've done a deep dive on this and could not find any evidence whatsoever, because there is none. I even asked for evidence. So to this person that's coming out with a load of rubbish, please show me any evidence you have. When you realise you don't have any, just stop, because we're already chatting in the background and I've already pointed you to something else and you've changed the subject to this. So that's what's going to happen now. You'll try and change the subject again. Sorry. Just go with the evidence. It's a lot easier. Silly question, but what happened to the 298,000 years before Jesus? In other words, Homo sapiens have been around for 300,000 years and billions of people before Jesus. So I'm guessing nobody bothered saving them. It's only when he came along that we got saved. Which is quite sad, isn't it? Please allow me to educate you. This person's wrote, we're overdue a pole reversal. In order to know whether we're due a pole reversal, we would need to at least have 2 times before. Because if you only have 1 time before, then you have no idea when the next one is due. At least if you had 2, then you have a data set that you could say, okay, well, the first one was 1,000 years ago, second one was 500 years ago, so maybe we're due. But we don't have 2 dates. So unfortunately, when you put laugh out loud to one of my videos, show me the evidence that we had 2 with dates so that I can then say that we're now due one. When you realise you haven't got any evidence, feel free to follow and learn. This is why a little research is dangerous. So this person reckons that we have proved that the iron core for the Earth was discovered in 1936. However, if you actually just do any research right now, Hawaii Institute says that they're not sure what it is. It's liquid now that they're saying instead of a solid core. Basically, even the Smithsonian, believe it or not, has got involved and have actually given 2 different results on their own website, which I've done a video on. So, putting the laughing faces again, same person that's the previous video. Yeah, you're not that good, actually. I'm sorry. Feel free to follow and learn, or show me 100% evidence of what you just said. I will wait and wait and wait. Oh, and then I'll wait some more, and then you won't be able to give it to me. So on a previous post, this person had said that the Earth's core was proven to be solid iron in the 1930s, and I asked for evidence, and of course they don't ever come back with evidence. So what they've done is they've told me to look it up, which I've already been doing, which is why I did the video in the first place, where he said I'm wrong. So if you look here, this is ABC News. Scientists discover, and there we go, a solid ball of iron, a nickel. So you'd think you're right there. However, University of Hawaii said that in the 1950s, researchers suggested it was iron core, which means your fact of 1930s saying that they proved that it was solid iron is also wrong. And also, here in Hawaii Institute, they're saying it's a range of liquid, soft and hard structures. So when you tell me to look up something, that's the reason why you did that, because you know you don't have the evidence. Our True History has made an error, or has he? So yesterday I was doing a live chat about the Mayan gods. Someone asked me what's my thoughts on them, and I said, as per Zecharia Sitchin, I believe Zecharia Sitchin is correct when he said that Quetzalcoatl was in fact Ningazida, who went over to America with some Homo sapiens, or Homo sapiens sapiens, and those Homo sapiens bred with the indigenous hominids in America. And Sherry, one of my moderators, pointed out that America doesn't have any hominids, so therefore am I in error? Well, no, because I did actually say at the beginning, I believe. Now, obviously, I do that to people. I say to people, if you say that you believe, then you can't be debunked, simply because obviously it's just your belief. However, if I said it was a fact, which I didn't, then I would be in error, because obviously there is no hominids found in America. Or is there? So in this article here from the Smithsonian Magazine, it talks about that they found evidence that they believe belongs to a relative of the genus Homo, which if you then look up what that refers to, it talks about where I said, so it might not be Homo sapien, it's this is ChatGDP. Yes, that's correct. The article suggests that the evidence could point to an early hominin, possibly Neanderthals or Denisovans. So again, even though I'm not actually technically in error, because I did say I believe, it also does seem that mainstream are now possibly suggesting there were hominids there in America anyway. So, Sherry, if you want to chat with me, I'd love to continue this, because I know this is your job. So, obviously, I bow to your knowledge.
Hello, everyone. A special treat for the Patreon people that haven't selected a tier. For 2 days, I will be putting up over 20 videos that are normally in the tier sections on the last Saturday and Sunday of November. You can click on collections and then click the free collections. There are already free documentaries there, but on that weekend, there will be plenty more. Find out who Yahweh really was. find out about the Garden of Eden, and so much more. Remember, new content is added every week, so keep coming back. And if you feel like taking one of the tiers, it's only the price of a bottle of Coke and helps me to continue making these documentaries. Many thanks for your support. Our True History.